we are pleased to welcome Raúl Rocatagliata. He is Head of International Affairs and Trade at the Rural Society of Argentina, and also Nicolás Ginata, who is economist at the same institution, who will be leading this session. So Raúl and Nicolás, thank you so much for being here with us today. And now the floor is yours.
Luciano, thank you very much. Well, hi to everyone. We represent a sector of Argentina, the agribusiness sector, the agro industry. We are members of a farm union, an old farm union, and we want to share with you the principal drivers of our view, our perspective of this sector that is, as Marcelo said, very competitive and has a great potential for doing business. We're going to share with you a little presentation with Nicolás. We want to share this information that we understand that is going to contribute for this discussion and this panel. And this is, wait.
Are you seeing the presentation?
Can you see it?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes. Well, there are four items, a brief outlook of, that is going to complement of what Marcelo already presented. Then the importance of the agro industry. We're going to go straight to the sector. What are the advantages and the use of technology that we see that in the sector farmers and the whole chain are developing, and then the main conclusions. So Nico is going to start with the first point.
Hi, everyone. This introduction of a brief economic outlook is about how is it going. The stabilization plan the new administration of Argentina has launched in late 2023, and we put the title like "Tapping into Potential: Argentina's Economy Ready for the Next Stage," because we consider that stabilization and growing of the economy has like these two stages. First one is stabilization that we consider is finishing up now, and then we are taking into the next stage that would be the growing. So then, as Marcelo has told you, Argentina's economy has been an inflationary economy. Late 2023, the monthly inflation average was about 12%. Deficit of fiscal account was about 5% of GDP. You have commercial debt growing. Central bank has passives with very big interest rates. So the new administration took off and launched a very orthodox stabilization plan with three anchors: exchange rate anchor with a crawling peg, with lowest rate of depreciation behind inflation. Then the unorthodox monetary policy, tightening lowering the interest rate, and then a very strong fiscal expenditure reduction with 30% of reduction in real terms respect to the previous year. That was very effective in controlling inflation. Nowadays, we are on levels of a monthly inflation of 2.5–3% of inflation, with very good perspectives for the next of the year, amid a liberalization in the exchange market that will not trouble the economic system. And also we consider this is being in a sustainable way, as the dispersion of the relative prices is being lowered. Relative prices in Argentina, due to exchange control, have been very distortion. And in late 2023, the dispersion of all category prices were 24% away of the general level, and nowadays it's 10%. So sectors that have expensive prices are going down, are going up their prices, and the ones that has cheaper prices are putting it up. And this is putting better the markups of each enterprise. And well, our question of all the economists consultants in Argentina is if this time might be different. Argentina has a very negative track record according to its history. We have a past experience 10 years ago of potential investment coming. That was the Macri era. But the problem is, like you see here every point is a term, and you can see the governments, NK, Néstor Kirchner, CFK, Cristina Fernández Kirchner, Mauricio Macri, Alberto Fernández, and now Javier Milei. Javier Milei has its first quarters with also positive commercial account and positive financial account in the government. That was really outstanding in Argentina, because never happened since 15 years ago that both accounts had not a positive result. And nowadays also the commercial account is being not the best results, but financial accounts is the main flag and the main goal to have it in superávit, as Marcelo says, with a projection of 0.3 of GDP next year. And then after this fiscal adjustment, the economy has entered into a very short recession of about 3 to 6 months until May of last year. The economic activity has lowered nearly 5 to 6%. But nowadays, since a year, economy started booming, and with the real private wage being up since November 2023, nowadays economic activity is only 0.1% away from its past maximum level, and we are heading 6.5 away of its maximum historical level. So the economy has real good, it's having a real good recovery, and also it has excellent perspectives across the world. Here you can see, in base of the economic outlook that IMF has delivered last month, the growth projection for both 2025 and 2026. And as you can see, Argentina is above world's growing rate in both years. Not many countries has that privilege. Only, if you can count it, not more than 20. And in the region, only Paraguay is the one that can grow more than the world in 2 years. Then India, Croatia in Europe is the best one and cannot surpass the 2026 growth. Or well, Ukraine, that is passing out of the war. But well, here what we like to tell you is that Argentina is going to catch up. Argentina has suffered for 15 years of stagflation since 2011. It is having real growth, and nowadays it's time to catch up with the foreign direct investment coming, the economy booming, and anyway. So then now the government and the economic plan faces two challenges: one of the short term, one for the long term. In the short term, what we have to take into account is that international reserve positions is not the best. In 2023, Argentina has suffered a very important drought, and agro-industry sector was really affected. And as we may see later, agro-industry sector accounts for a very important position in all exports. So it's the main sector that brings foreign exchange to Argentina. So that impact very negative on the reserves international position. And nowadays, thanks to the staff agreement with IMF, the IDB, and also World Bank, the reserves recovery, but not that much. And nowadays, the government needs to improve that position and needs to buy dollars on the market. But this goes in opposite direction with their main goal of having an appreciated real exchange rate. Nowadays, exchange rate in Argentina is really appreciated, 30% behind its 25-year average. So government nowadays, maybe with the removal of taxes, export taxes. Also, I didn't put it here, but in the staff agreement with IMF, it's like a calendar of next main events with the government, and it's scheduled tax reform by late 2025, a labor reform also by late 2026. So with that productivity gain, the real exchange rate may recover and not with devaluation. That is the main objective of the government. And last, the long-term challenge that Marcelo highlighted very well is the low level of investment in Argentina. Argentina peaked its investment levels in 2007 with 21% of GDP. If we had continued with that trend, Argentina would have right now 24% of GDP, but nowadays the level of investment is 16% of GDP. And we are really away of our peers. LATAM has 19.5% in average of GDP, of investment in terms of GDP. USA 20, European Union 21, the world 26, and Asia with their big growth rates is nearly in 30%. So what government is looking forward is to open and flexibilize the legal framework to attract direct investment, attract foreign investment, and with that, multinational companies coming to Argentina put up this level of investment that is really behind our peers. And now Raul is going to talk about the importance of agro-industry here in the economic structure in Argentina, and also the potential that agro-industry in Argentina has along the world.
Okay, thank you, Nico. Well, goes straight to the agribusiness here in Argentina. As you know, as Marcelo also anticipated, we are very competitive sectors. We have a brand in the world in many, many products. And these have your main figures, you know. We produce about 125,000 of millions of tons of agri-products in 40 millions of hectares only for croplands. And also we have under grassland about 80 million of hectares. Then also when you have our ranking of the importance of what our production is in the world, the 5% of the global agri-products of the world. Also, we can export with the share of the export of agri-products at global level is the 9%. When we, you know, in wheat, in soy, we are really very competitive also in corn production. There you have our ranking. And also, we are the seventh biggest agri-products producer. What are in our economy? What represent the agri-industry in our economy? Well, as we said, also we contribute a lot in our dollars that are introduced in Argentina, $6 from $10 that come from exports, came from the agri industry, not only the primary level, but also what we transform. You know, nowadays we export more or less 4,000 millions of dollars in these chapters. We represent the 60% of all the exports. And, you know, depending the international prices, we also can share the 70% of the global exports of Argentina. This is, you know, in the last decades, it's not now. We are the ones that we contribute to the main exports of Argentina, but not also in volume, but also in the, you know, net account of the balance between imports and exports. The agri-industry contribute at net level in 31,000 millions of US, and that, you know, is contribute for the inflows that the industry need in order to import. You know, there's a debt in the industry sector of about 30,000 of millions of US, and that is what we contribute to that imbalance of our economy. Well, what about the world, Latin America, you will see Argentina, Brazil, and other countries are the leaders, producers of food in the world. This is net, is a net a net exporter, the net exporters. We really contribute to the food security in the world. Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay are the main, exporters. And there we can see the USA and China, how depends of import of food in the world. That's what we said, that we need a balance between sustainable production and food security. And our region really has the potential to contribute to that process and to feed the world. So we are working very hard with our government in order to check and to monitoring what is happening in environmental issues and trade, and all these standards that are coming in trade in different international fora. Well, this is our ranking of about which are our principal products. When in peanuts and soy oil, we are the first of the world. Then we have corn, sorghum, garlic. But what in the global basket, what we really are in the top is in the beef sector, in the lemon sector, in the barley, in the wheat, in the horse meat, and also in sunflower. So these are the main sectors, and potentially, of course, we have a lot to contribute to this issue. Well, you know that our destinations is very important. Argentina not only is important in the region that we export, because we have the Mercosur and we export about our 20% of our exports of agri-industry sector, it goes to the region, but also we have an important presence in the market of India and China. Asia for us is very, very important, and we see a great potential in that countries that really are reconfiguration the trade, the global trade of agriculture products. Also in Africa, we see and we have presence in Africa of about the 10% of our exports as a future for our markets. Then, talking about the USA, is an important also, partner of Argentina. Respect the last policies of Mr. Trump, we see that we don't have, a direct problem because of these policies, because USA, our trade with USA is only the 4% of our agro-industry products, particularly in some sectors and at a regional level in Argentina, can have a great impact, like in lemons, in tea, in wood and sugar, because almost more than 90% of that products are export to the USA. That is one challenge that we have, and but we can see that that protectionist policy is not going to contribute to have a better world for everyone and also for doing business. So we expect what is going to happen with this process at international level. Sorry.
You are seeing Argentina's weight on agro-industry imports?
You can see it now?
Impacts on global supply chain.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Well, here you can see which are we have a great impact at regional level of our agri exports, particularly in Brazil, Uruguay, Chile, and Paraguay. As I told you, because of Mercosur, that we can do a great presentation about what is happening in Mercosur. But Argentina is very competitive, and not only Mercosur is useful for the internal trade, but also as a platform for external trade. That's one of the things that Marcelo talked about, but we believe that it's a platform, it's a potential platform in order to export agro-industry products to the world, not only food, but also biofuels, bioenergy, and other products. Also, Argentina is relevant in, as I told you, in Asian markets. Here, India, Vietnam, Indonesia are becoming more important each year, and Argentina now is negotiating more than 200 negotiations of market access in order to go more deep in our trade and also to open new markets. So we understand that Argentina now, with the new administration and this new view of the opportunities that have Argentina in the world, we understand that really now we see the world as an opportunity, as a country. Of course, that our sector always see and understand that the world is an opportunity and that Argentina has to insert in and have a state policy in this area. Well, how we produce, because only maybe I wanted to give you the message of what we produce, but how we produce, because nowadays it's very important the equilibrium between how we produce, what we produce, the volumes we produce, and also how we produce. So what happened in Argentina? We expanded our area of production, 1.3 since the 90s, and then we double our production, volume of production. So it means that we're really introducing technology. There was a big revolution in Argentina since the 80s and the 90s because of the use of the biotechnology package. And we became really a very competitive region and Argentina country in order to produce more than 40 tons, between the technology that were used in the 90s and the technology that are using now. Then we can see that we produce, in a very really sustainable way. We can see that Argentina and our neighbor Brazil, Paraguay, and Uruguay, if you can see at the right, really have the distribution of our surface of production is really very balanced. The grazing area is more than 70%. Look, Uruguay, 80% is under grazing. What it means that is producing beef and other productions in natural pastures. So that natural pastures have the great potential of sequestration of carbon. That is really what we are trying to show to the world when we go to the COPs and to all these international forums of how we produce in our region, how our standards of production, and that we are really contributing to the sequestration of carbon by the biological, process of photosynthesis and what the lifestyle production is developed in our region. And then an absolute, in the other figure, we can see that in cropland and in grazing, we are in the top 10 countries within the top 10 countries of in absolute terms that we are really leaders in crop and grazing areas. Well, the use of fertilizer. Argentina really has a potential, we are we use a low quantity of fertilizers in our systems of production. That is because, for one way, we take care and we have fertility in our soils, but on the other way, we had a big potential to use biofertilizers. In Argentina nowadays, there's a big transformation in this issue, and the biofertilizers is a great opportunity to introduce new business and complement the technological package of production at farm level. Also, we use another practices. We have, we use agriculture and livestock. Agriculture at that global concept is a precision agriculture when we use, the exactly amount of agrochemicals, fertilizing, and we call that is an agriculture by ambientes, by ambientes. We monitor it and we evaluate the different areas inside the country, and we use the technology exactly that we need for each area of our farm.
I will just one thing that we are past the time, but if we can start closing the remarks.
Okay, well, going faster, when another practice is no-till. We are really leaders of no-till. No-till is a conservative practice inside the country. And as you can see, Argentina and other countries really are leaders in this. That it means that we don't remove the soil, but we seed the seeds, with a special technology in order to go to contribute to the sustainability aspects of production. Well, here they have the power. Argentina, and opportunities that we have is that Argentina now is using in soja and wheat, for example, a medium technology scope. So here we have that is a study that we do with the Bolsa de Cereales here, do with some farmers. So we have a low technology in about between 5 in soja and 14 low technology used by farmers, 14 in wheat. But then we have a huge margin in order to introduce more technology in order to be more competitive and have more yields. Well, now we go to the investment opportunities. You know that Argentina has a variety of different climate conditions. We can produce grapes and also tropical products like bananas, not only the pampas. We have good qualities of soils all around Argentina, qualifying human habitats, entrepreneurships and startups, mainly focuses in agtech. There's a very big revolution of professional and startups that are working in agtech in Argentina. The farmer is really an entrepreneurships, and there are different systems of private contracts that are moving, the business. At least Argentina, the 60% of our crop production is under private contracts. So international funds, anyone can enter. And of course, we are very, very fond of incorporating technology. Know-how, precision farming, I already talked, permanent innovation, international recognition, of our product, beef, wine, soja are really a brand. And as we said, is relevant in the food security scenario, global scenario. Main challenges, we need to adapt our infrastructure to the current projected production levels. We can produce at least 50% more of grains in the next 10 years, but we need to, investment in that area is very, very important. All what it means transport, connectivity, and all what it means integration with other countries and regions. Our freight cost, because of the distance to the main markets, is very high, still very high. Services of financial and insurance services. This is really a very, very important area to explore because we are very behind in these services. Also, information on the TICs, the connectivity. We need to encourage investment and commercial agreements. We already talked about that. Also, the energy system, now we are changing our matrix. Now we are becoming exporter of energy, and also the bioenergy is becoming more important. So investment in this area is very important to the development of the country, and we can do our part. Research and development, new technologies, this is contents, it's very, 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 very fast process, very fast. And also one of the main challenge is to stay, to stay at the top of how we produce in a sustainable way, trying to be neutral by 2050. Okay, thank you. Hope to contribute to the discussion, and we're open to any questions.
Thank you so much,
Question.
Nicolas and Raul. That was impressive. And some of the challenges that you just were mentioning are at the same time opportunities, and especially on the matchmaking event that we will have, because there it says that some of the challenges of the sectors were about technology, the communication, ag tech companies, innovation, and we will have a lot of these kind of businesses that are already enrolled and registered in our matchmaking event. So that's a great opportunity for businesses to connect there in this matchmaking event.